Hello and welcome to another pre-recorded episode of Showcase, because all of them are pre-recorded. No matter what, something that every TV show faces at one point or another is cancellation. If you're lucky, your show gets cancelled after it's had a pretty lengthy run and it's a good time to end it. More often than not, though, a show gets cancelled basically near the middle of its run when there's still a lot it can do. But some shows are unlucky enough to get cancelled even sooner than that, and end up getting cancelled after their first episode. Shows that meet this fate are pretty rare, meaning there's not a ton to choose from, so you might have heard of some or all of these before. Regardless, hopefully you'll still find this at least semi-interesting. Let's start off fairly simple with a show called Turn On, which aired in February of 1969. Turn On was a sketch-based comedy series with sexual jokes as its main theme, and for 1969 television, when married couples still couldn't sleep in the same bed on TV, a show like that just wouldn't fly. Turn On was cancelled as soon as its first episode wrapped, with the second never seeing the light of day. Some stations never returned to the show after its first commercial break, and stations in later time zones just never aired it in the first place. To my knowledge, the full first episode is nowhere on the internet, and all that is available online is this clip that I keep playing. Nowadays, you could probably air something like Turn On, but it just was not feasible back then. Next up is Emily's Reasons Why Not, a 2006 show based on a book that's so popular that this is its whole Wikipedia page, and Googling the book just gives results for the show. The show follows the titular character Emily, who edits self-help books, and her escapades in love. It's an ungodly boring concept, but the story behind the show is actually kind of hilarious. Okay, get this. Supposedly, ABC signed off on the show before they ever even saw a script, and spent millions on advertising it. Now, to be fair, that advertising did pay off, getting the show's pilot about 6 million viewers. However, due to heavy negative reception, the show was canned after the first episode, and stopped production after 7 episodes were filmed. The cancellation was apparently so abrupt, magazines were still running ads even after the show had already been announced as cancelled. The rest of the show aired in Spain, Austria, and Slovenia, as well as in Japan, and can apparently be found online, but I wasn't able to find shit, which is why you've just been seeing this still image the whole time. Something I was actually able to find footage of, though, is Dot Comedy, a show that aired in 2000 focused entirely on internet humor. Just from me saying that, you can probably already tell exactly why this show flopped. In 2000, the internet wasn't as widespread as it is now, and the whole internet culture thing just hadn't developed, so there wasn't an audience for this kind of show then. It also didn't help that it sucks on toast. From the clips I found, the jokes are just horribly, awkwardly unfunny. Honestly, even if internet culture had been prevalent at the time and there had actually been an audience for this show, it probably still would have flopped hard. Go give some clips a watch and marvel in its awfulness. Following that, we've got an Australian show called Mesmerized, which aired in October of last year. This show followed real-life hypnotist Peter Powers as he went around making people do weird stuff. The first episode featured him hypnotizing a guy into marrying an alpaca. With such wonderful content like that, it's truly mysterious why this show got canned. As you'd expect, the show had garbage ratings and ended up getting cancelled right away. Not a whole lot interesting about this show, I just kinda wanted to mention the whole making a guy marry an alpaca thing. And now we come to the grand finale, a British sitcom from 1990 called Heil Honey, I'm Home. If there's one show in this video you've heard of, it's probably this one. As you could assume from the title, this show is a sitcom with Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun as its main characters. In a stroke of genius, they live next to their neighbors, the Goldensteins. Can you tell that they're Jewish? As if it wasn't obvious, this show got canned because it was considered incredibly offensive. But honestly, the only thing offensive about it is how offensively unfunny it is.
You must be real mad at me, honey. I'm a very, very bad Hitler. Come here, babe.
A couple of the jokes are kinda entertaining, but most are just acknowledging the stuff Hitler did in World War II. Thankfully, it does avoid direct references to the Holocaust. Honestly, the concept of Hitler in a sitcom could work, but really only as a short SNL skit or something, not a full sitcom. There were 7 other episodes produced, but I highly doubt those will ever see the light of day again. Another video, another end slate thing. I don't know if I want to call it end slate, because then I feel like I'm ripping off of Fury of Wind, especially with the way I do these. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. It was just kind of a thing that I randomly decided, you know, I like canceled shows that are weird, especially if they've been canceled after one episode. So I just kind of started writing it. I didn't know if I was going to do Heil Honey I'm Home just because of how obvious it is and everybody's already talked about it, but you can't really do a video on canceled shows like this without, you know, talking about Heil Honey I'm Home. So it just sort of happened. But if you enjoyed this video, I've got a bunch of others on my channel, mainly video game related stuff, but obviously with this I've kind of started to branch out because I feel like just kind of focusing my channel only on video games or video game related things is just kind of restricting more so than anything else. Because I care about more things than video games, so I feel like doing a show like Showcase just kind of lets me talk about whatever. But I'm going to direct you to 2 of my videos that I did in the past, as opposed to ones I did in the future, because I can totally do that. The first on the left is essentially, I guess, the pilot of Showcase. A video I did on 5 obscure ROM hacks, because ROM hacks have been a thing on YouTube for a long time to talk about, and a lot of people talk about kind of the same ones, so I just found a bunch of ROM hacks that I don't think anybody had ever talked about before. And then the second video on the right is actually not a showcase for the first time, I think, in one of these end slate things that I've done. It's actually one of my reviews. It was a video I did that got inexplicably, I'm good at talking, inexplicably popular compared to some of my other stuff anyway. It's my review on Kamen Rider Batch Ride War Genesis, so if you care at all about Batch Ride War games or Kamen Rider, or even just general Musou, like Dynasty Warriors style games, go give that a watch, because that's what that game is. But if you want to stay updated on future videos I do, I usually post about it on Twitter, kind of vaguely. I don't usually make direct references to what I'm about to make on there, but you'll at least know when I'm about to put something up or when I'm about to start making something. Or you can subscribe to the channel to be notified when I make a new one, because I like to show like that. But that's going to be it for now, and I will see you guys next time.